Hey, Tom. You guys hear me? I don't hear anything.
I can hear you.
Here we go. I heard you, Becca.
All right. Trying to set up my screen so I can see who's here.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, well, because this time I decided to turn on my computer about quarter of instead of waiting until the last minute because we got a slow computer.
I know that feeling. All right, so we've got 11 people here tonight. All right. All right, let's give everybody just a couple more minutes to get here and then we'll get started. So we are pretty close to our actual total here. Awesome.
Where did Becca go? Can you hear me, John?
I heard you. I saw her. She just went away. I see her
I'm back.
name. Her name is still
Okay.
up.
I'm back. I'm back.
All right.
Throw some food at the kids here in a few seconds. Okay, are we all here? Looks like it.
I saw Steven and I saw
5.
Damien.
Yes. You see 5 of us.
Yeah, I don't see Zach yet.
Who
Do we
is Becca? Are you running the meeting tonight?
Yes. And Tom's got the hosting powers.
Yes.
All right. Somewhere along the way, I don't know where along the line we're on doing minutes. Are we doing those first?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Do we want to wait another 1 minute until 6:05 and see if Zach makes it, or should we get started?
Do we have a quorum? 1.
Yes.
2,
I believe we do.
3. Okay. Well, I'd say we could go ahead and start.
To grab my copy of the minutes here. All right, so then officially at 6:04, we will begin our meeting. And I think that it's relevant that Damien, who is our alternate, will be voting tonight. All right.
Nope.
So if we look at the agenda that is posted on the town website, maybe I can get to it. Nope. We do have minutes first. So if anyone wants to start with that.
I had a question about something I was supposed to do, which if I was supposed to send it looked like I was supposed to send a note to the TA about something, and I just don't remember what that was.
Hang on a minute, John.
I think it had to do with our support for
The harbor study.
the harbor study, right? Okay. I honestly, I didn't do anything. I didn't prepare anything. I can just do a simple note to the TA saying that we voted at our last meeting to support the harbor study. That's something simple, sweet.
Yeah, just do
simple?
a one-liner.
Yes.
All right, good. I will copy the board when I send it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, the March net, Becca, if you remember
Yes.
the March 10th meeting, I wasn't there and I had to listen. I'm not sure I caught all the attendees.
Okay.
All right, so if you guys would take a look at that, I got Nancy, I got John, I got Richard, Melissa, Barbara, and Russ. I had a Joe and Cheryl in there, but I couldn't go on the system, so I could not go on the system and find out who was on.
Okay.
So if anybody see anybody that I missed?
I'd have to go back and watch it.
Yeah,
So that looks pretty good for now.
okay.
Is
And I
Russ's
got-
last name a Apgar with a P or with an F?
Russ Apgar, I believe, is APGAR, I believe.
All right, so we're just gonna fix that spelling.
APGAR?
Apgar, yeah.
Okay,
I believe that's correct.
Right back.
Did you sent those minutes, correct?
yeah, I sent him, I think Sunday night, Damien.
Yeah, trying to track them down.
Sorry, I'm back.
I'll make a motion to approve the March minutes as written and as corrected.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Yes,
Yes,
John and Tom,
Yes.
Stephen, and Damien?
Yes.
All right, that's everybody. Okay, and then we had the minutes from before that also.
yeah, minutes of February. Stephen, I wasn't sure you were, first of all, I misspelled your name, but I wasn't sure if you were part of the board then or you were just attending. I'm not sure when you got voted in, when you got approved by the town. I remember you got approved at the select board meeting, but then you got to go into the town to get the stamp of approval.
If nobody remembers the date, we could check with town hall.
Okay.
I don't know. The days all go together.
Yeah, I can call town hall because Stephen's not on the, not officially on the list either, so I'll make sure
Oh,
they put
okay.
him on.
All right, it looks like everything else is on there. Anybody have any comments about the February 9th? Should we just approve it? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 9th. Anybody want to second that?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Tom says yes.
yes,
See John.
I wasn't
Damien?
there. I'll abstain, I guess, not having not been there.
Okay. And Stephen? Not sure how to proceed. Stephen, you're not listed as muted, but I can't hear you. Don't know if you wanted to say anything about the notes, the minutes. Nope. Okay. So that was what, 3 of us and 2
3 of
abstentions?
us. 3, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see anybody named Steve on here.
No,
Oh,
he
he just disappeared.
dropped off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'll come back on.
Okay, so we took care of the minutes. That's good. Now, if I can find my agenda, there it is. Doing everything on the computer is annoying. All right, we have the Herring River Letter of Support up first, and it looks like Martha Craig is right here, and she's still on mute. There we go, unmuted. Hello, welcome.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah,
Martha.
because my connection's unstable, so hopefully
Okay.
everyone can hear me, but I'll just take my cue from you guys.
Okay, thank you. All right.
I circulated a draft letter that was just basically an updated one that I did back in 2017. I don't believe I was asked to do it, but I figured I would just modify it. And I sent it around to everybody. I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at it, but
All right.
the only addition I would make right now is that I would add somebody else. We have a new member, Steve, who I don't know that I went right to the town website to grab all the members from SAB, so his name wasn't on there.
Okay.
But other than that, it was just a basic, simple letter. Barbara Brennicell actually submitted a letter. She sent around to our herring count volunteers, which was much more elaborate and it had a lot of good stuff in there. I honestly, I'll go either way. We can add more stuff to it. We can just leave it very simple, or if there's any comments on it. I don't know if there's somebody that knows the technology for sharing the letter, but it should be, I can open it up on my computer.
I guess, Martha, is there anything new that we need to add? Should it?
Well, so I guess I'd just like to say, well, nice to see you all, and thank you for letting me speak. And so, as you know, or may or may not know, a notice of intent for the Herring River Restoration Project was filed by the town of Wellfleet and the Cape Cod National Seashore with the Wellfleet and Truro Conservation Commissions, because they'll be working both towns. And there will be a joint hearing of those commissions next Thursday, April 14th at 5 o'clock via Zoom. And so I reached out to John to see if the Shellfish Advisory Board would be willing to submit a letter of support for the project to the Conservation Commissions, knowing that the SAB had submitted letters of support for the project in the past. And I think, John, if I'm not mistaken, that there was a revised letter of support in 2019 that was submitted to the Cape Cod Conservation Commission, the Cape Cod Commission, during the DRI hearing. So I think the Shellfish Advisory Board has submitted at least 2 letters of support for this project and in the past. And so we were just looking to see if you could submit an updated one directly to the Conservation Commissions to support the project. I don't think it needs to be elaborate. I know what Barbara had circulated is more draft language for people who are wondering, what should we say? What, remind me again why the project's important. But I think you guys know that, why the project's important. So that's completely up to you if you want to add additional language. I haven't seen the draft of the letter, but I assume it's similar in language to what you have approved and submitted in the past. And I know, John, I think when we talked about this a couple years ago, you wanted to submit a revised draft or a revised letter because there had been some changes in the board. And so we thought that might be appropriate to update this letter as well, given that.
Okay, well, the one I was going off of was dated 2017. So, and I got to tell you that unfortunately, I've been having difficulty with one of my computers, so the other one, I've been using my laptop, and it's quite possible it's on. I just did not find the 2019 document, but I think you're right. I think it was probably just changed a few names around.
Yeah,
Maybe I took a picture out. I don't really remember. I can look for it, but the new letter I sent around to the whole board, Martha, I don't think I copied you. I
That's
sent a
fine.
copy to Barbara Brennicell, and the SAB should have got the copy of it today.
Mhm.
So sent sometime this afternoon. If there's somebody that knows how to pull it up, we can pull it up. It's just, I think it's 2 paragraphs. That's it. Pretty short and sweet. And I'll be happy to read it to you if you'd rather have me do that.
You know, I think John's an excellent writer, and if he can read his 2 paragraphs, that'd be great.
All right, hold on. Let me open it up and I will do that. Just give me a second to find it here.
I mean, the 2 letters in the past have been terrific. And not too wordy, just right to the point.
I agree, and if everyone can get on board with
Oh.
what he's saying, that's good too.
All right, let me, first of all, let me find it.
I agree with Becca wholeheartedly. The computers are just crazy.
Yeah, I unfortunately, and I've also got like I said, I'm on my little computer, my laptop right now, and you want to allow, all right, that's not good.
I just heard from Hillary today that once the COA gets geared up to do hybrids, we're gonna be in person. We were supposed to be in April, but it's not gonna happen in April.
Hey, John, I got it in front of me. You want me to read it?
All right, yeah, I don't know if you can share it on the screen and I can just read.
Yeah, I'm not that
Unfortunately,
educated.
I'm not able to navigate with this laptop the way that I've got it here. I've got
All
it.
right.
Hold
I
on.
won't
one
go-
second.
I won't go through all the.
All
John,
right, hold on. I'll find it. Just give me a second here. All right, come on, open up. Yeah. Yeah, this is part of my problem right now. I'm having a problem with my Outlook, and so whenever I try to open it up, I got to go through this song and dance about getting it open. All right, here we go.
Right. And I think I just found the one from 2019.
All right, if you want to forward that to, I don't think it matters because really what I did is I think I just said years past, letters in years past. Let me just open this up here and I'll tell you exactly what it was. Okay, pardon me for my slow. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. All right. So here's the only other question I've got is who to address it to, because I've got to the select board in Wellfleet, to the select board in Truro, to Brian Carlstrom, superintendent of the Cape Cod National Seashore, Congressman Keating.
Okay,
Senator-
John, let me stop you.
Yeah,
I sent you that template, and on the
Yeah.
top of it, it had the Wellfleet Conservation Commission and the Truro Conservation Commission. That's who it goes to.
that's it. Nobody
That's-
else.
Nobody else for this particular letter, right?
Okay, then I can change that. Why don't you just let me do
Martha
that?
can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I would agree with that. And the project has requested.
All right, so nobody just,
And they either sent it in electronically or hard copy. But that's something that also could be emailed.
What?
But John, what you have from Barbara would show the addresses for both conservation commissions with their emails as well.
so, okay, so the bottom line is I can just, instead of sending it to the select board from both towns, simply the Conservation Commission in Truro, Conservation Commission in Wellfleet. That's it.
I think
Not-
that would work, John. Yep.
Not the
Yes.
not the Cape Cod, not the
No,
superintendent.
no, because this particular hearing is for the local permits from the 2 towns.
All right.
All
Other
the-
than that, I will be happy to change that and add how you addressed it. And the rest of it is simply from the Wellfleet Shellfish Advisory Board. Here we go. This is 3 paragraphs, short paragraphs. The Wellfleet Shellfish Advisory Board at our April 6th, and just stop me anywhere along the way if you're hearing something that doesn't sound right or you want to just change it right there. Go ahead. Letter. All right. The Wellfleet Shellfish Advisory Board at our April 6th, 2022 meeting voted unanimously, and I was getting ahead of myself here, to
Yeah.
offer, we can do it however we want to do it, but we'll sit, voted unanimously to offer its strong and continued support for the Herring River Restoration Project, HRRP. This letter follows previous support letters from our board over many years, including one dated June 17th, 2017. I can change that to include the one in 2019 as well. As previously stated, we believe the science is in and the ecological, economic, and social benefits of restoring a more robust tidal flow as proposed in phase 1 of the current plan make proceeding ahead with this ambitious project the proper course of action at this time. End of paragraph. Shortly after construction of the Chequesset Neck Road dike over 100 years ago, water quality began declining in the area, in the bridge area, due to high levels of fecal coliform present from restricted tidal flushing. Improving water flow upstream and downstream of a new and redesigned dike will be of great ecological service for shellfish and anadromous fish native to the area, benefiting the fishermen, shell fishermen, and residents of Wellfleet. End of the second paragraph. And the last paragraph here is, please move ahead in obtaining all necessary permits for the timely construction of a new dike at Chequesset Neck Road, period. The Herring River Restoration Project represents an opportunity to reverse decades of environmental degradation and to restore a vital native ecosystem, period. We look forward to realizing the goals and dreams of groups such as Friends of Herring River and the Herring River Restoration Committee, who have been strong advocates for this project, period. Sincerely, the Wellfleet Shellfish Advisory Board, and I need to add a name to that because I've only got Rebecca, Zach, me, Damien, and Tom. So tell me whose name I need to add to that. But that's it.
That's a wonderful letter, John.
I will change the, Becca, if you could send me that other letter that was from 2019, I'll put the date on there, and I will change who I'm sending it to simply, it's gonna make it even shorter, simply to the Conservation Commission of both towns.
All right.
And you want me, just so that I know, you want me, once that's done, just to go ahead and send it electronically to both conservation commissions, correct?
That seems-
I think the board has to vote on that,
I would
yes.
say
Yes,
Yeah,
but those are the
that's
right
right.
addresses, correct?
I'm not looking at the.
John has the addresses of the 2 conservation commissions.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so I would make a motion that the board suggest that this be sent to those 2 addresses for both Wellfleet and Truro. Anybody want to second that, or do I need to add more to it?
Becca, if I may, I just had a
Yes.
couple of suggested
Oh,
edits
sure.
before the board votes.
Good timing. Sorry, I couldn't
would
see your hand.
suggest- Oh, sorry, just being overly polite. I would suggest changing dike to, so in the future, I know it was referenced twice. So the new structure is actually a bridge.
Okay.
And so, I mean, that's semantics, but it is a bridge. And the Herring River Restoration Committee has sort of dissolved and is now referred to as the Herring River Technical Team. So it's just a couple
Okay.
semantic things, but I agree with Barbara. It's a wonderful letter, very well
All right,
written.
well, then, is this Martha? Is that who I got?
Yes,
Can I ask you to shoot me an email, Martha, with those 2 changes so that I just don't forget them? Because
Okay,
I'm not
sure.
gonna have a hard time doing this right on the computer here with, it's just.
no, you got it.
All right, so
I
I'll
just
change
wanted
the
to-
address,
Uh-huh.
and once those changes are made, we still need to make a motion. We still
Yes.
need to give me permission to send it. And I would copy everybody, obviously, on the board with that letter. And I also will put a date on it. I don't know why I didn't date it, but I've got to put a date on it.
Well, we got a motion from Becca, so I'll second it. And John,
That's
you make the appropriate changes, right?
I will. And Barbara, I may actually just want to offline have a call with you about making sure that I'm sending it properly. I think I called the Truro Town Hall just to see how do I get a letter to their Conservation Commission, but maybe you can help me with that.
Sure, John, just give me a
Alright.
call. I'll help you anytime.
Thanks.
All right, so the motion's
Hi,
been made,
Helen.
it's been seconded. Oh, cat interfering over here. You'd like to vote?
Tom, yes?
Yeah. John, yes.
Steve, yes.
Damian, yes.
All right, and me, yes. So that's everybody.
Hi, Becca, it's Helen.
Hello, Helen.
Hi, can you please copy the select board, Barbara Brennisel's right? It should, go to the 2 conscoms, but copying the select board when you're sending something to another town is kind of,
Polite.
not mandated. It's just a good idea. Thank you.
For
Well-
both towns, right, Helen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll
So-
do that.
Thank you.
Select board to both towns. I can do that.
Mhm.
And
know,
still no superintendent though.
No.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Right. I'm just gonna tune off but still keep listening.
All right, thank you for coming tonight. Thanks for keeping us up on all this.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right. Do we want to jump to the beach cleanup real quick? Because that ought to be pretty quick. And then review the proposed grant site.
Sure.
Okay. So Barbara, are you here at all to talk about the beach cleanup?
Sure. When I was on the SAB, we would have this annual beach cleanup around Earth Day. And you guys have been following through most of the time. I forget what happened during COVID, but I think that it's a good time to do a beach cleanup and get the community, call it a community beach cleanup, and have partners doing this, including Shellfish Advisory Board. And I would recruit the Friends of Herring River and the Audubon and other people to the Wellfleet Conservation Board, Denny O'Connell and all those folks. But the Shellfish folks and the Nancy and always got the dumpster at Mayo Beach. So that whoever we could get to do the cleanups, there would be a place to bring the trash so we wouldn't have to use our purple bags. So if the Shellfish Advisory Board is sponsoring this and could get, Nancy suggested Chris Manula could get the DPW to put a dumpster there, then I could advertise it more widely and get more people involved to do beach cleanups. And I'm willing to like go there from 9 to 9:30 and give assignments, because people come and they don't know like where to go to. And you don't want 3 people going to the same beach. So I'm willing to be there and give them assignments and see where they want to go. If the Shellfish Advisory Board's on board with this beach cleanup.
That sounds
The
wonderful.
dumpster's all set.
Dumpster's set.
Dumpster
okay.
set, okay.
Yeah, I already talked to him.
That's Johnny, I hear Johnny. Yeah.
That's me.
All right, good.
23rd, we'll be there.
All right, we can go forward. I'm going to advertise it and get other people on board and just tell them to come down and get some bags and assignments from 9 to 9:30. And then the shellfishermen sort of do, whatever they want, but at least they know to bring the stuff. This is great. This is a community-wide project. We should advertise it to any place we can, even like the Chamber of Commerce or anybody. I don't know how to get the word out there to everybody, but I can get it to some people.
Great, thank you. And thank you for bringing this up.
Yeah, we sometimes forget it. We sometimes forget about it because it's so busy in the spring, getting your gear out and doing all that kind of stuff, that we forget about Earth Day. So honoring Earth Day and doing this, I think, is really important as a community event.
Thank you. And we've got Helen and then Martha with their hands up. You're muted, Helen.
Sorry. So quick thing, Barbara Bendis and I can have a flashback. So the important thing is the first people to contact, right, Barbara, is the Audubon and the park, because they sometimes do their own cleanups. So, in other words, before anybody else, find out if they've scheduled one and when.
Yeah, Audubon has it, so I'm gonna get them on board. The park, I don't think has either, so.
Yeah, just find out, because if
Right.
they just before your cleanup done on the beach, why go there? Thank you.
Yep,
Right.
good point.
Okay. And Martha. Nope, you're muted too.
Can you hear me?
Kind of.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to say before I forget, Barbara, you mentioned the Chamber of Commerce, and I know you and I just started this conversation about the beach cleanup. Friends of Herring River would be happy to send out an e-blast to to request that the Chamber of Commerce send out an e-blast to the community about this event, because it's important, it's outreach, and we'll do whatever we can, but we often send things to the chamber and they just send them out to everybody. So that's something we can easily do if we have a little write-up or blurb about it.
I'm willing to do that and send it to you, Martha.
Okay, yeah, so let's just coordinate together on that, but we're happy to do that.
Yeah, that'll get a wider reach through the community and do not only just the bay beaches with the shellfish folks usually do, but get to the ocean beaches and ponds as well. I think it's great. I think it's a great community event.
It's wonderful, and that's just part of our outreach, so happy.
Oh, I'm so glad you all came to the meeting tonight.
Yeah, we like your meetings if they're not too
There
contentious.
was a reason I stayed on. I wanted to hear more about it. Yeah, happy to help out however we can.
Thanks.
And thanks, guys, for getting the dumpster. That's a big thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So do we want to vote?
Yeah, Beck, it's Tom.
All right.
I'll make a motion. Before that, Barbara, thank you. And also the recycle committee is pretty energetic about
Right.
this also.
Right, Lydia. Yeah.
Yeah, Lydia's is texting me right now whether or not we approved and voted. Anyways, I make a motion to
It's important.
I make a
yeah.
motion to continue doing this this Earth Day cleanup. So I make a motion that we approve this. Any seconds?
Yes, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Damian? John?
Yes.
Tom, yes.
Tom, yes. Stephen?
Stephen, yes.
All right, and me, yes. So that's all of us.
5-0.
Okay. Good. I might have to get donuts to give to people when they come to get their plastic bags.
That would be fun. So
Okay,
again
thank you. I'm
for
going to sign
joining
off.
us. Thank you. All right. So then I guess we're on to the, wow, this is only 6:30. We're doing great. Review proposed Hatilda grant site visit. So some of us made it out there this morning in the rain, and others have gone out at other times. Does the Shellfish department want to talk?
No,
Whoa.
as
Everybody
is
wants
for
to go
you
home.
guys. What do you guys think? What was your from the visit?
All right, so the piece of land that we're talking about is the one that has a small drainage stream running through it. It looked like your markers that were put out there for the different scenarios were away from where that stream was and sort of towards where the channel is. Stop me if I'm getting this wrong. And it looked like it was a big flat sand patch. And it looked like there were grants positioned around it who seemed to be doing fine with oysters.
Yeah. Yeah. And we also did a site visit with the harbor master probably a month before,
Okay.
seeing if it was okay with him for navigation. And he was approved it.
Okay.
My impression was better in person than on paper, and
Mhm.
although the stream is definitely there, it wasn't so spring fed that it wasn't saline, it was fairly salty, and it was coming from well up the marsh. So as far as that factor, I think when we've been talking about it, and looking at pictures, that was kind of a worry that it might be, like fresh water.
Right. I didn't think to bring a shovel, but it didn't seem to be very peaty or clay filled or anything over there either.
No. It's mostly sandy there.
Okay.
It's pretty good for oysters. With the shift of the sand, it would be kind of difficult for clams, but some people do it. Some farmers attempt some clams in that area with some success.
Okay.
But it's mostly would be an oyster farm, I would say.
What was the acreage that was being suggested? How big?
I think maybe a half acre. I don't know the exacts personally. I don't have that piece of paper on me.
Okay. I wonder how a half acre compares to other small grants in town. Are we giving people enough space to work if they only have a half an acre?
I know some successful farmers with small grants that do pretty well right off of Old Wharf, right near there, actually. So they do all right.
Okay.
As long as you work it.
Mhm. Well, this may be more of like a side business than a career, but
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fellow over there who treats it as part of his yearly income, and he never he always makes minimum productivity, and he's seems to be happy with the additional side job, if you will.
okay. Anybody else have questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Is that pretty much a square parcel, or can we give it a little bit more, make an angle up the beach a little more?
I think there's different scenarios. I would ask Nancy that one, or your suggestions too, because you're see what
Yeah.
you guys think. But
I think there was, if we went on an angle from as I looked at it on the flats, if we went on the east north point and we went on an angle up the beach further, we still could get away from the stream, I think.
yeah,
And give them a little bit more area,
yeah, I think you pointed that out. Yeah, I mean, possibilities are there for adjustments.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good potential for somebody to be able to do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was trying to get to a picture of it, but I haven't got it.
Hi, Becca, can I say something?
Yes, you can.
Hi, so I was on this site visit. This is Helen. And there are two things. You can have a shellfish, a licensable area, any shape you want pretty much, although straight lines are easier to mark. That's the first thing I know. The other thing is I've heard from a couple of people in the area who said that that stream bed, varies, as does everything in the harbor. It gets moved around. And I was wondering, through you to John,
Yeah.
Mr. Mankiewicz, if you don't mind. So couldn't this be conditioned in a way to have it, you give them the whole area, but you say they can't have any gear wherever the stream is. So if the stream moves, the condition on that for the shellfish department to keep an eye on would be they couldn't put gear there.
They
And
need to reorganize their grant every year with where they put things if it's shared.
well, it may not move that much from year to year, but it may move that much. And, it depends. Mother Nature is going to tell us an awful lot of things in the next few years about sea level rise and currents and stuff. So, in other words, if it made a nicer shape for it, you could include the stream or choose not to. But the stream bed will move. That's what I've heard from a number of people. And John, haven't you also noticed that or heard it?
Yeah, I've been messing with them for a long time. I heard Damien referring to it was saline. I've been tasting them for a long time, thinking that they were fresh water.
But does the channel
I guess,
move?
yeah, I mean, I don't see the stream as a real barrier to rack and bag culture. Basically, you would straddle the stream bed. You could make an argument that a condo might, impede the flow or something like that. I think you can use all the creativity that you want putting conditions in that. I guess I would need to know from other people if they felt, that little stream creek, whatever you want to call it, is a limiting factor. But if you walk down the beach in front of Grants, there's little rivulets flowing everywhere. So,
Well, that's a pretty pronounced stream. I mean,
it's a little bigger than usual. I'll give you that. But I mean, it would be an unusual lease where you're moving things based on I guess a changing natural feature. But I don't.
Yeah, that would be difficult. I wouldn't want to have put some net down and then have to move it if there was some clams put down. So.
Yeah, that's that. I've planted them in streams before. Don't do that.
Yeah. That's it. But I agree with Johnny with the racks and stuff, and you can move them around. I don't think it would be too much of a environmental distraction or hazard. And we have streams on our grants as well, little channels, and we work around them, and they move too. They've moved over the years.
Certainly an interesting site visit.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than on the maps in lots of ways.
That's what we really enjoyed that the advisory committee came out there, and it really helps, and just shows that, as Stephen mentioned earlier, that you're not just sitting around, you actually went out, and so you have a taste of it and more of a view, so that we really appreciated that.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for taking us out.
It was a joy.
Well, I don't know what to say about the piece of land because there is that river that's running through it there that may change course. And would we be setting up somebody for a really rough time if they're only getting a half an acre and the river is going to change course on them. It would be really helpful if we had more history of that particular river and how often it moves. Just so we know what we're giving somebody if we're talking about giving a grant there.
Yeah, I don't know the history of the stream movement.
Helen?
Yeah, so I spoke with Barbara Austin and with Richard Blakely about it. And they said in, a very neutral way, yeah, it does shift, but maybe do some outreach with people that are right there.
I was hoping some of them would come to this meeting because we have heard from them in the past that it's a terrible idea over there and it shifts.
Well, there you have it.
I'll be on the tide Friday and Saturday. I will query some of the neighbors out there regarding that site. It'll give me something to do.
But here's the point. What I've heard was from both of them, and this is just me. So, I'm limited in ways because I don't fish out there, but I don't grow out there. But the question is, could you have a grant that included it or not? And the thing about having that area established right next to where the channel is now, that stream is now, the stream could shift enough so that it was then in the grant area, and better to, I think, have it accommodated by the way in which people put gear down. Now, I just heard, hey, you've got some racks, you've got a condo, you've got 2 condos, whatever, as many. And it can happen and it wouldn't impede the flow. Because the thing is, if that's happening there, that area needs to have a stream that is as large as that. It's not just a little trickle. Do you want to impede it at all? That to me would be the question. And you guys are the experts. It was good that Becca was there because she's not from that neck of the woods. So Becca, you got to see it for the first time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, enough of me.
Hey, Beck, I think it's Tom. I think we need, it would be helpful if Johnny got some more thoughts and opinions. Because I do remember, Ellen, I might have been at the same meeting where Barbara and Richard both were kind of concerned that we were offering up a grant that somebody's going to fail at. So, John, can you get more opinions out there?
Yeah, I'll get out there this weekend.
Yeah. It would be kind of nice if that stream was stationary, to just not include that in somebody's grant and then not charge them for area that they can't use, like if it's going to stay, if it has a history of staying fairly stationary, then make a rhombus or a diamond or something in an area that doesn't include that. And then they don't have to pay for the part thereof of an acre that they can't ever use. Leave it out of their grant situation, but.
Well, I'll go get some opinions, but it sounds like, a few people are concerned about that stream. So, no one's going to start growing stuff on that bottom tomorrow. So, maybe it'll need to be reconsidered. But I'll try to do some legwork and see what I come up with.
Has anybody talked to the NRAB about whether that would be relevant to their interest with it draining the marsh there?
We discussed it. I'm not sure if Nancy ever did in fact get to them. I would be interested in how conservation feels about that stream.
It would be unfortunate to get all of us together on the same page and then find out they have problems with it too. So
Yeah,
we should.
Yeah.
I don't believe, I'm on NRAB. I don't believe we ever talked about it.
Okay.
If we did, it was simply a cursory, if it's a good, if the Shellfish department feels like it's a good use of the bottom and it's not doing any environmental damage, it should be fine.
And it's not going to add a bunch of traffic because like we had these huge meetings with all of the stakeholders and we told them we weren't going to add a whole lot of traffic, and like one tiny grant's only going to have one truck. So we're not really, you know, making a problem there. So.
I can remember one comment, somebody made a comment about that lives up on, I don't know if it was somebody from Field Point, the property owner up there, or maybe another shell fisherman from the area. I don't recall who it was, but somebody, I think it might have been somebody from the Field Point Association that said that they weren't crazy about any new grants down there because of the traffic. They didn't want to see another truck down there.
Go ahead, Helen.
was it on?
Yeah, but it was early. So,
I think you're on mute. I got screaming kids in the background. I'll be right.
Yeah, you all don't get to hear me swear when I'm on mute and I have to go and turn it on. Okay, that's good. When we were doing the whole shall we buy Hidilta property thing, one of the conversations, you know, one of the sort of bodies of information that came out, and you can see it if you look at all the grants that the trustees of the Hidilta property that owned it, those 4 guys, allowed on there. You know, when they bought it, the 254 acres, there were some grants out there. You know, some of them were pretty big, but they also allowed a whole lot more to be established. And you might want to talk to Todd Mindebro, because first of all, the guys that are out there have been there for a long time. A. B, there were places that, if I remember correctly, were not thought to be a good idea, and not because they weren't like they had a tight grip on the whole thing and kind of planned it out better than, you know, a lot of plans get made actually. But the fact that that little part didn't have a grant sitting right over it might be meaningful if you talk to them and ask them about it. But Tom Mindebro would be very clear about if that stream moves or not, and he's still out there. Thank you.
Thanks. That's a very good point. I'll be right back. I've got some interference. You guys can continue the conversation.
Zoom silences are freaking deafening.
Do we want to push this vote off until John comes back with some more information and the point Helen made? Get some more facts?
Yeah, I think so, Tom. I think it's a good, it's a good idea to step away for a second with it, you know? And
Yeah,
let the information come to us, then we can go forward.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and we'll discuss, you mentioned, possible restrictions or with the grant. So we'll be talking about that. If there's any special things that would need to be done within this proposal as well.
All right, Chris, thanks.
Yeah.
So was that the end of the
Becca.
discussion for tonight?
Yeah, Becca, I just made mention, and a few of the guys jumped in and said we need more information. We'll let the Shellfish department get us some of the facts. I let as Steven said, let the facts come to us.
Yep.
Helen made some comments. Chris, Johnny. So I think we just asked to get more information and then, decide maybe at next meeting. It's a big decision for someone to start a, small business out there. And I hate to have, someone fail in the first year because of a stream or something.
Mhm. How often are the satellite maps updated?
That's a good point.
I suppose we could look into that.
Google Earth.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you know how to use Google Earth?
Not the whole
Mhm.
thing.
it's not a question we're going to answer tonight. It's okay. Maybe we can get some of those other folks who have grants over there to come to our next meeting.
Yeah, we'll talk to the neighbors coming up pretty quick. And then I'll talk to someone smarter than myself and maybe looking at Google Earth over a few years or something like that. I don't know if it's pertinent, but it's a place to start. So yeah, I got a couple days on patrol. I'll jump right on this.
In your vast amounts of free time. Awesome.
Well, being off the grant, it's nice to talk about something, beyond the size of oysters and such. So it'll be good.
All right.
Yeah, I talked to one of the neighbors 2 days prior. He mentioned the stream, so I could talk to him again to see what the how much it moves. If he could give me like more of an example visually, it's easier.
Okay.
So
Great.
This is Barbara, just so you know, if you go to Google Earth, you can get a retrospective so you can see how the bottom has changed over the years from the Google Earth photos over the last 20 years or so.
Well, we'll try to do that. Someone else will have to do the sorcery, but
All right, Jordan's there.
oh, okay, I forgot. Yeah,
Oh, go back. Time lapse.
there we go. Listen to your left, Tom.
Yeah.
All right. So what would we like to do with this topic for now? Do we just want to table it for next time? When we have more information?
Yeah.
Like a plan.
All right, so we'll tell Tom to put it on another agenda.
Yeah.
Right. I think that we have hit everything that was on our agenda for today. Oh, wait, nope, sorry. Shellfish Department, review and approve the additional 15K revolving fund. Shellfish Department, would you like to give us an update?
Yes.
On that?
Have you guys received the department memo?
I think we did. Let me have a look.
I got it, John.
All right. It's just like it says. Actually, we did a pretty good job on this. It's actually pretty clear. We in order to basically double our allotment of the state contaminated quahog relay program, it is necessary for us to tap the funds from our revolving fund, which requires a endorsement, if you will, from you guys. This is something that we really believe in. It's all in the memo, but we're really seeing some evidence of increased quahog seed in the area. And while some of them will go to Indian Neck for the recreational fishery and sit there for the administrative spawning season, we're really seeing the results in Chipman Cove. I believe it's due to the hydrodynamics of the area, and with dredging, pumping more water through there, we really see good things going. This is also pretty good because the area opens during the time at end of October, when generally oyster markets are starting to diminish. And the guys really do pretty well cohogging out there. I would say about 70% of them go to the commercial fishery. And there's the remaining 30% that the winter recreational enthusiasts get seem to be enough. So we would just really like to increase this program. That would be 1,000 legal limit boxes. There's, if the size remains the same as it has been, there's roughly 600 pieces in a box. And they're basically worth a quarter, a little bit more now. But so we would just appreciate your consideration of endorsing this matter.
Right. Anyone on the board have questions?
John, is this
Yo.
so that we can, Steve?
I know.
You know, is this so that we can lay back on the seed on the town grant to see what's going on with it too?
Well, yeah, that has a lot that has something to do with it, but it's also a realization, Stephen. You pay $24 for a legal limit crate, a stuffed legal limit crate of little necks. And you're required to purge them for roughly 3 months. It's a good deal. It's $24 a box. You know, it's between $22 and $24 a box. So the finances really work out. It really is worth it. And I guess I'm hopeful that the dysplasia study that Roxana is partnering on will bear some fruit. I anticipate us getting back into the aquaculture cohort game again. But I think this is a real nice thing to take advantage of while it exists. Go ahead, Barbara.
Yeah, I would just say as a recreational shellfisher person, I have seen a lot of little clams out there where you've put these clams from New Bedford. And I have to say that for the recreational fishery, it's really been a tremendous boom. And I think it's also good for the harbor to have these spawning shellfish there, because I think they're contributing to what we have out there. And there's still a lot out there. So I think it's been a very successful program. And I want to preface this to say that initially I was really opposed to this because I thought of all the contaminant issues. But I think as it's evolved, I think the Shellfish Department has done this very responsibly and very judiciously and very cautiously. And I want to support this as a recreational shellfisher person.
Thank you. Anyone else have some questions or some thoughts? Want to make a motion?
It's Tom. I'll make a motion to approve this 15K revolving fund for the cohort relay.
Any second?
Yeah,
I'll second.
Steve, I'll second it.
There you go.
All in favor?
Yes.
John, I.
Tom, yes.
Stephen-
Amy and I.
And Steve and I.
All right, and me too.
Great.
All of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for considering this and passing this. We'll work very hard to make this work well. We really appreciate it.
Great. All right, I'm going to consult that. Nope. Computer's not going to work. Okay, so I think that was the last thing on the agenda this time. Frozen?
Becca, we're
Oh.
losing you.
Yeah, my computer has frozen.
You're back.
All right. Is there anything else on the agenda, or can we shut this down?
We're done with the agenda.
All right, so my computer looks like it's about to go off.
Let's just pick a meeting date for May.
There was the future agenda item, the joint meeting about the beach renourishment. Can anybody hear me? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. And then, yes.
Yeah, I'll reach out. Maybe Barbara could add something to this, but I think Nancy was helping us coordinate the two organizations to sit down and chat. But they said they needed a little more time.
Okay.
They got some hot items on the agenda just as we do, so I'm not sure it's gonna happen in May.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody, I got a note from Ryan about these, this appeals period for forfeited licenses. We had 2 weeks in the regs on that, when everything else said 30 days.
All right.
Right. He
And
wanted
he wanted some consistency. I tried to put it on the agenda. Nancy asked me to hold off until she got back, which I agreed to. So
Let's
maybe we
throw
can add that to the May agenda.
Okay.
And then she wanted the change in the annual reporting.
Mhm.
And I think that's a good discussion with her being here also.
We have plenty of time till next year when it's due. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can wait. We can wait on that one.
How about a date for the meeting?
a date for May's meeting.
Is anybody got a tie chart?
Yeah, I got a tight shirt. Nineteen, 20, 21st, we got tides 2 o'clock in the afternoon, high tides 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
All right, can you hear me? All right.
But the beginning of the month, earlier, towards the first.
I think there was, Nancy won't be back in the office till Monday, the 2nd.
Okay,
And then I think when I had talked to her, she was asking for like maybe around the 11th. But it doesn't have to be.
well, that gives her time to get organized.
Is there any, what's the high tide around the 10th through the 11th?
High tides at, this is May, right?
Yeah.
I got 7:51 PM
Well, that's
on Monday.
That's,
Well, it sounds like that sounds good.
Yeah,
6 o'clock meeting, all right?
The 11th, if that was the day we were looking at, the low tides, like 2 in the afternoon, it's a 1.2. The high tide is at 8:26 and sunset is at 5 minutes of 8.
So a 6 o'clock meeting on the 11th or the 10th? The 10th is, the 11th is a Tuesday, is that right?
The 11th is the Wednesday.
All
Wednesday.
right. I don't care what day of the week it is, it's,
Yeah.
seems more tide dependent than day dependent.
I mean, the 11th works for me. Helen?
So the 10th, there might be a select board meeting, and if Nancy would have to be there, you wouldn't want to do it on the 10th.
So-
And, yeah,
So let's
I'm
make
good. I'm good on the 11th.
Okay,
currently good on the 11th. So, okay.
6
And
o'clock.
can I make an announcement about 2 other things that are relevant?
Sure.
Yeah, one thing is, the much put off Shellfish advisory Shellfish Regulatory Board meeting, that is the select board's meeting on NRC. The hearing is going to be on the 24th of May. May 2nd, there's a town election, an annual election. I'm mentioning it here because there are 2 positions that will be open to be voted to fill on that election. One is Mike DeVasto's position. He's going to go for another 3 years. And then there's going to be a write-in candidate called Barbara Carboni, and maybe also another write-in candidate called Sear. But the 3rd position that's going to be vacated is by me, and that's going to be voted on in June. But anyway, so May 2nd, annual election. And May 24th, the ARC hearing, where we're probably finally going to maybe get somewhere. I'm going to be on the board until June 20th. Thank you.
Okay, so that'll probably be on our agenda the 11th then.
Well, whatever you want.
So, okay, so 11th of May at 6 p.m. It looks pretty decent with the tides. Okay. Is there anything else that needs to be worked out before we close for the evening?
Yeah, I just want one thing, thing we were talking about the conservation.
Mhm.
Are we gonna be able to later on have that meeting in person with them? If
I
it's
would,
in July, maybe?
yeah. I don't know how things will be working in July, but hopefully it would be in person.
It would be nice, in other words, to do it that way so that we're not jumping around as much with the computer.
Finally.
You know, that's all.
I was getting a sense that May, we could be having face-to-face meetings in May, maybe, if they were late in May, but ours is gonna be 11, so definitely June, I'm hoping.
Okay.
Well, as long as we have the option for zooming in for people in quarantine.
No, that's totally understandable, Becca.
Yeah,
Can I say one more thing about that?
Sure.
Yeah, so guys, here's the thing. The state will allow people to meet with hybrid meetings after this certain point that the state is going to tell you when it is. But you have to have at least a quorum of whatever the group is present physically.
Oh,
And here's this hairy part. You need to be able to have the hybrid part of it work perfectly, really well. And, you know, you all have been patching it together, you know, with people going to the Shellfish department and looking at Nancy's computer or somebody else's. But the minute it goes hybrid and there are people that can't come to it that are on your group, that's going to be another thing that has to be worked out, because you can't legally do it unless they have, you know, there are a whole set of requirements. That's all I wanted to say. I wish it was simpler. Thank you.
all right, thanks, Helen, that helps.
all right. It's 7:14. Shall we end the meeting?
Sounds good.
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks, everyone.
Everybody,
night.
11. Yep.
Thank you.
Right.